What's up, what's up, what's up? That almost wasn't even a full sentence, huh? Hey guys, welcome back to the Living Good with Jakeb Livengood podcast. We're just goofing off, we're just having fun with it here. My name's Jakeb Livengood, your host. Almost forgot my name. This is episode something or another. 38, I think. I don't know. I'm really not keeping count. It doesn't really matter, dude. Just, like I said, I'm just having fun with this. How are you? How are you doing? Good? Good. It's good to hear. Hey, my cat's hanging out with me here. You know, a couple times. You guys haven't seen it, but it's because I cut it, didn't make it. But a couple of times my cat has knocked over my tripod, the whole setup of the whole podcast, okay? And sent us back to the beginning. It's kind of hilarious. Guys, all right, look, enough goofing off. Got a podcast to do, all right? I'm actually fired up. I'm so fired up. I can't even begin to tell you how fired up I am. This podcast is all about, well, here's the thing, right? A lot of people talk about the whole philosophy of quote unquote making it. And I just want to tell you something, okay? Especially if you're listening to this podcast, you know, which is all about, you know, faith and personal development, business skills, business development, and all that stuff. If you're listening to this podcast, I can tell you right now, the whole philosophy of making it, you like this, it's irrelevant. You already made it, okay? I've talked about this on a couple of podcast episodes, but like it's already done, okay? Call back to the last couple episodes. You already made it just by being, you know, in the vibrational state of seeking this information and being conscious and headed towards a specific manufactured destination. You're no longer a wandering generality. You're a meaningful specific. Okay, so perhaps, more than likely, your dream life that you've envisioned for yourself isn't actively what your life looks like right now. Okay, there's a little gap there. You don't have full, complete 100% alignment. Hold on, let me pick up this cat real quick. This is my cat. She's nice. Oh, you can see her. Happy cat. She's purring. She's moving up like a vacuum, just vibrating. All right, look. Perhaps you don't have full alignment with your dream life yet, and that's okay. But what I do have to tell you, come on, jump over here. You want to be part of the podcast? I get it. I would too. This is a good podcast, high rated. Come on, jump over. There you go. And then she jumps down. All right, look, you're distracting me, man. Come on, quiet on the set. Unless you want to be an active guest, you know? That's not what you're doing. You're just goofing off. Guys, look, all right, I got to be more serious. Actually, I don't have to do anything. Definitely don't have to be more serious. You already made it. All right, and what prompted this, okay? I went to the gym today and met this guy named David. Ripped guy, huge. You know, he came up to me, complimented me about my blue light blockers. He's like, man, you look super cool. You look dope. And I was like, thanks, man. And that was it. That was the whole conversation. That was the extent of our interaction. And then I go about, you know, staying locked in. I'm getting my workout in. You know, so I'm super exuberant, outgoing, you know. But like, I don't know, man. Some days at the gym, I'll talk to like a bunch of people, and I'll have 8 conversations with 8 different people, and my conversations will be ranging from like 3 to 10 minutes each. You know, I'll be at the gym 4 hours, and then some days I'm just like hoodied up, and like I keep my interactions as short and minimal as possible, and I'm just dialed in, bro. And really, largely, sometimes I'll listen to music. Sometimes I'm locked into some hope core, you know, some motivational content. Sometimes I'm listening to podcasts. It really, the vibe changes, bro. But today I was just like, dude, I was locked. Okay, I was in the zone. So that was the extent of our conversation. But then, you know, I'm in the sauna. I'm locked in. Now I'm doing flow arts in the sauna. You know, I put some music on. I'm no longer locked in on, you know, the grind type thing. And he walks in, you know, and I see that he's got some scriptures, some faith-based tattoos. So I strike him up in conversation, and we end up having like a 45-minute conversation all about, you know, conscious design, building a life that's built around your dreams. You know, we're talking about a lot of really, really great things: business development, building brand, really, really, high level conversation that was honestly like divine orchestration. And we both have things we can learn from each other, and that was definitely gleamed in that conversation. But I came to realize by the end of the conversation, I was like, dude, I I have been waking up every day, man, and putting myself in this state, this mind frame where it's like I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. And it's interesting because it's a catch 22, right? Because when you build out an intentional life, a vision for your life, you create a gap. Obviously there's a gap there from the life you're living now to the life that you dream of living. But actually that catch 22, there's that gap there. It's not real, actually, because just the fact that you're on the path and doing it every day in the doing, that is the success. That the process of actualizing it into your tangible reality is the goal, not the goal. The goal's not the goal. The process and the doing and the actualization and the forging of your character along the path is the goal. So you're already doing it. So you've already made it. So it's fictitious to put the fulfillment out on some cusp later, when it's like, dude, I'm already like, it's like the whole adage that like, slow down, breathe, pray, and have some conscious awareness that you're living the life that you prayed about previously. You're in the now, living the life of your dreams that you prayed about previously, earlier on the path. And so it's like, so why would I delay my fulfillment now for this fictitious time in the future, when I actualize all these dreams, when actually I'm already doing it? And that's what this podcast's about, man. It's like, you already made it. And that's, maybe you already think you know this in your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind really hasn't grasped this yet. Like, I want it to soak in. I really want this to soak into your consciousness, and like really grab this and grasp this, because you actually already made it. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, even if there's different things in your path that aren't aligning yet, right? Every day, the pieces of the puzzle aren't coming together, man. Every day you're dropping a few of your juggling balls, okay? I understand it, bro. I'm in the valley of despair. I've felt it. I'm there with you. But it's like, well, does that mean I'm not there? It actually doesn't. Because honestly, there would be really no fulfillment if I just picked up a path that I visualized for my life, and then the next day, instantaneously, I had all those things. There'd be no value. There'd be no inherent value in having those things. So, yeah. That was, it was an eye-opening time today. And especially following the fact that in the last 2 weeks, I've had like 4 pretty bad days. Bad is subjective. I've talked about that on a podcast. Bad is not really real. It's just character developing days, and those days where you have particularly lower PQOs or prolific quality output than your normal day. That's just an opportunity for you to learn something, so that, when the adage of being 1% better a day, on those days where you have a quote bad day or a character building day, you actually have, if you look at it with the proper perspective, that's actually the ability to have more than a 1% better day, because that day was a pullback theoretically in your mind, but actually that just means it's showing you the areas of optimization that you can improve on. So maybe you get 3% better that day, even though it just felt like crap. See what I'm saying? So had a couple of bad days, not all in a row, but just over the course of the last 2 weeks. And I actually did make a podcast about 2 of those days. So it's like, it's not sunshine and rainbows. In fact, more often than not, Alex Hermosi talked about this, or maybe it was, no, it wasn't Alex Hermosi. It was my man, Andy Frisella. He said, look, man, along the journey of success, 98% of the time, you're sucking, you're failing, you're just facing turmoil and loss at every turn of the road, man. 2% of the time you're winning and you're on this high and you feel great and you're like, yes, it's paying off. And then right after that, boom, you're back in the 98% and it sucks. So it's like, well, all right. So if I can adapt to the fact that, adjust my perspective to, oh, well, you know what? If in the micro, the daily, my day sucks, I'm still stepping forward towards my ideal future. I'm still in the doing. Every day, my process consists of a series of clerical work and DMOs, daily methods of operation. And at the end of the day, if I don't feel vibrationally the best, but I can look at my checklist, my journal, and my planner, and I can go, but I was productive today and I adhered to my time blocks and I did do the things that I said I was going to do when I woke up this morning and had my task list set for me. So even though I don't really feel like the needle's moving forward, in all actuality it is. And so that's it's a positive reaffirming thing that makes you feel a little bit better. Not that feelings are really the North Star that you're supposed to be heading towards, but it'll allow you to have those quote unquote bad days be less negatively impacting. And I think that's really important. So you already made it, man. And yeah, it's a big one. Might even be the most important overarching theme that I've discussed on my podcast up to date. Do you have something to say, Celeste? She's trying to bite me. Yeah. It's quite possibly one of the most important overarching themes of my podcast thus far. Like, personal development's great. Business development's great. Learning new skills is great. Becoming a high-income earner is great. Becoming a prolific public figure that people recognize and see as valuable, and you have notoriety and you're a SME, subject matter expert. All great things. Awesome. Fine. But in all actuality, like, all of that is it's the frosting on the cake of actualizing your life and being a meaningful specific. Because what's really great is that one day, I'm getting cat hair on my nose, man. This cat is shedding. Look, what's really great is along the journey, at some point in your life, you decided, I'm not living up to my potential. And then you planned out a sketch, an idea, a vision of what living up to your potential could look like. Missed a word. And in crafting that vision, you then became a meaningful specific, and now you are in the doing of becoming more, doing better, following your divinely orchestrated path. And I think that's the key, right? The moment that happens is when you've already made it. Now you're just working to prove to yourself, not to prove to other people outside of yourself, but to prove to yourself and God, to show God the beauty of his creation, that you are the person that you say you are. And it's just beautiful, man. So I think that's a really beautiful perspective shift to have, even in those character building days. You already made it, even if you don't feel like you made it. I hope that brightens your day. And if it doesn't brighten your day because you're having one of those character building days, watch it tomorrow. I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for participating in this thing that I call a podcast. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I think I might do some big surprise for like the 50th episode and the 100th episode. I don't know, man. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, man. So, yes, it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Stay winning, stay motivated, stay blessed, and I'll see you on the next episode.